Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone has joined. So today our session is Python fundamentals. So this is a very basic session of this. So it's starting of the session. So in this session, we will gonna see what are the variables, data types, the basic data types and the variables we're gonna use in this. So am I audible to everyone? Hello. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just a second. Give me just 1 second. So in this session, we're going to see what are the variables, loops, and functions for the Python fundamental, the basic variables, loops, and functions we're going to use in this. Cover this session in 3 parts. That's variables. We'll discuss what variables are, what are the loops, and what are the functions, and what functions we're using in this. So the first question would be, what is Python? Python is known for its readability and simplicity, making it a great choice. Your voice is not clear. Is it clear now? Then okay, thank you, Aryan. Okay, so what I was saying, Python is known for its readability, simplicity, and making it a great choice for beginners. It is used in a wide range of applications for web development and data science to artificial intelligence and automation. So in short, it will be used used everywhere. So today we're going to cover 3 fundamentals, building blocks of Python, as I already told, that variables, loops, and functions. Okay, let me get this file to here. So variables. The goal is for you to understand these concepts and be able to write simple Python programs. So in between, don't hesitate to ask questions at any point. So let us start with the variables. Imagine you have a box where you can store something like a number or a piece of text. So in Python, a variable is like a box that the name that refers to a value stored in the computer's memory. So why do we need variables? So they allow us to store information, give it a meaningful name, and use or change it later in our program. So why do we need variables? Check. Okay. Why do we need variables? They allow us to store information, give it a meaningful name, and use or change it later in our program. How we name our variables. So names can contain letters like A to Z, that will be in lower or upper cases, or numbers 0 to 9, and underscores, obviously. So they can't start with a number. Names are case sensitive. For example, my variable, if I show you here, see, my variable is different from my, for example, I write my is in lower cases and variable starting with a V, capital V, to that is different from the my variable that is all in caps letters. So it is a good practice to use descriptive names like user age or first name. For example, the first name is Rahul and age is 25. So Rahul 25. So it's a good practice to use descriptive names. Then there are the what common data types. So common data types. So as I told, these are the rules. These are the rules for naming variables. It must start with a to Z or A to Z or an underscore. Cannot start with a number. Only contain alphanumeric characters 0 to 9. Variables. They see. I was here. Age or this age or are three different variables. So avoid using Python keywords like if, like for, while, because these are the keywords we use in this. So in coming classes, we will get to know how we use these for as an Python keywords. So common data types are like these are the common data types. We use integers, whole numbers like 10 or -3, -5, temperature as I see here, or 0. So floats are floating point numbers, or float, you can just say it, numbers with a decimal point like 3.14 or 0.5. And our third data type is string, in short form you can str. These are skeins of characters text enclosed in single comma or double commas, quotes like hello or Python. As you see, for example, here, single these hello world in double character, it is written, and New York in single quotes. So we can write strings in both in double quotes or single quotes. Then there is a boolean, in short form it's bool. So it represents one or two values, true or false, used for logical questions. For example, is active? True. Has permission? False. That means, is active? Oh, yes, it is active. Has permission? No, it hasn't permission. That is false. So let's see some examples. I encourage you to follow along. You have a Python setup. So for example, storing and printing information. So this is a, you can use these as an example. So we can store and print information. Script one, like it will be storing and printing information. Student name is, here it is, like for example, book title, that's The Great Gatsby. It's a string. See, so it is in double quotes. You can get to know it is in string. The publication year is 1925. 19, it is a number, that is, it is an integer. Average rating 4.5. It defines float. And is best teller true is a boolean. As we discussed here, integer, we can, these are the just the whole numbers, positive or negative, without decimals. And publication year, this is an integer. Publication year here, integer. Here is book title is a string. See, I told you, like it will be in single or double commas, and bestseller true or false, that is a boolean value. Okay. So we can use the basic program here, print book title or print hello world or book this what is the book title, The Great Gatsby. It will, when you run the program, it will print The Great Gatsby as an output. Print publication year, as you already have given the publication year is this, it will enter publication here as 1925. Let me show you these examples in VS Code. Mm, Let me stop sharing this page. I will share the 1 second, I will share VS Code for you guys. Or we will just go right now. At the end, I will show you the examples how we can run at the end. So we can move forward to the loops. So for example, this is a type conversion casting. You can convert variables from one type to another using built-in functions like integer, float, or string. You We can convert them. So student, for example, here student material and string is 123, and the num integer is integer num string. So it converts string 123 to integer 123. If it is like you type the, this is actually 123 is an integer, but as you type it inside there, as you put it inside the quotes, it becomes string. So Python understands this number as string now because it is in the quotes. So but we can change it. The num integer is a syntax for that. So we can use integer, inside will be the num string. Num string is here. What is the value of num string? That's 123. So it converts 123 into the integer 123. Okay, let us give you the, I guess that would be better if I give examples. It's not, I'm able to share this. Huh. Guys, is the VS Code visible to you now? Okay. So first we will check the, when I type this print book title, like our book title was, for example, book title is, see the book title is Great Kids Fly, and publication year we will give publication year as publication year is 1925. This one book title is a string, and publication year is a integer. So if we print now book title, and we can give both the uh, these both the variables we can put in one queue in this line, or we can give it separate. So if we print book title, we can run this. See, it says the grade gets way. If we give here comma publication year, publication year also. So we run it again. It says grade speed 1925. See. So the next was how we convert num string into how we convert a string into the integer or integer into the string. So for example, our number string is guys, are you able to see the VS code? Okay. Yeah. You can type in the chat yes, no, if it is not visible or if I'm not audible in between. So yes, okay. So num string is called, for example, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and num integer will be equal to integer number string. So now it converts this. If we give now print num integer, let's give, so it will print 1 to 3 as this. I will show you this example first, right? See, it's it prints 1 to 3 as an integer. But if we give here, see, if we give here print num string, so see you guys gonna see here in the output, it will print 1 to 3 as a string first, then it will convert it into the integer and it will print in both. So here will be now two outputs. Wait, let me drag it to a little bit up. See, as it already converts this, let us make it a okay. This, see, this is a string, then it converts it into the integer and it prints it into the integer. Okay. So back to our so same like that. Float num is a, as I told it, it will be the floating these decimal points. So floating is 99.0 in float. We can change, convert float into integer or string as into float also. So and then these are the syntaxes, and number two, our first it was data types. So now the second part is loops. So what are loops? So loops are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. Imagine you need to print hello 5 times, for example. Instead of writing print hello 5 times, you can just use loop. So it saves our time, it saves us energy, and it saves the memory as well. So instead of writing 5 times hello, print hello world, print hello world, print hello world, so on to fifth time print hello world, you can just use the loop. So a for loop is used for iterating over a sequence like a list, a string, or a range of numbers. And let me give you the example of for loop. So loops, this is the syntax for the loops. For variables in square code block to execute, use range with for loops. So the range function generates a sequence of numbers. So range stop generates number from 0 to, but not including to stop. So range start comma stop, it generates numbers from start up to, but stop, but doesn't include the last in it. So range start comma stop plus step generates number from start up to stop, incrementing by step. So this is a kind of a example you can see. Print even numbers up to 10. So for I in range 0 comma 11 comma 2, it starts at 0, goes up to 10 step by 2. So it will print 0 to, it will print even numbers. For example, see, if we take this program as an example, when you type print even numbers up to 10, it will go in this range. So this is a stop, range stop, this is a start, this is a start, sorry, this 0 is a start, 11 becomes the start stop, and 2 is a step. So you tell the program, you tell the Python, start from 0 till 11 excluding the that's what uh, this word means, but not including the stop. So goes till 11 but not the 11, and step by 2. So it will print from starting at 0, goes by 2 by 2 till 10. So it will print output as 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So you can go this example as well. So this is a word is a Python. So print characters in Python. For character in Word, print character. This syntax will give as output as all the characters that are in the Python. So this is a for loop. So what for loop does, it iterates over a sequence, like it could be a list, a string, or a range of numbers. So this is an example. So after that, we have the another loop called while loop. So while loop repeats a block of code as long as a specific condition is true. So in while loops, when it goes around until that specific condition is met, then it iterates. So we can give you the I can give you the example of, so for example, this repeats a block of code as long as, so while condition code block, it goes to the code block to execute, make sure the condition eventually becomes false to avoid infinite loops. So at a point it should be false, where there is an endpoint, so it stops there. If it doesn't match to the false condition, so it will go to the infinite loop, so it will keep on running until the false condition doesn't match. We can You can take the example of this sum of numbers. So total sum is equal to 0, number input is equal to -1. So print numbers to sum, enter 0 to stop. So while number input is not equal to 0, you can give the user validate string input. You can enter the input here, and number input will be the your user this. string, total sum will be total sum plus number input. So it will print the total sum. So while loops repeats for a block of code as long as a certain condition is met. So while loop or countdown, for example, count 3, print. uh, this is an example like count 3. So we can print starting countdown. While count is greater than 0, print count. Count is equal to count minus 1. Or count, let's see, it will print blast off. So count is equal to 3. We initially a variable count to 3. So then it will print some message while this count is greater than 0. This is an while loop. It will continue to execute the indented block of code as long as the condition count is greater than true. Greater than 0 is true. So it will print the current value of count. If count is equal to count minus 1, decreases the value of count by 1. This is crucial. Without it, count would always be 3 and the loop would run forever. That's an infinite loop. First iteration is, for example, count is equal to 3, which is 3 is greater than 0, which is true. Print it will print 3. Then it goes to count minus 1, that is count becomes 2 now. The second iteration will be count is 2, that is also then it goes to the uh, condition, which is 2 is greater than 0 is true, so it goes again, it prints 2. Then the third iteration is count minus 1, that is now the latest account we have 2, so it goes count minus 1, that becomes 1 now. And the condition is count minus 1, so which is 1 now. 1 is called greater than 0 and it still satisfy it is true, so it will print 1. Now count becomes 0. So now count is 0, the condition would be 0 is equal to 0, it's not greater than 0. So 0 greater than 0 is false, so the loop terminates. So it will here I will give you this example as, let me, let me share you this. Mm, is the code visible to you? Yes, okay. See, I told you count, we have count the late right now the count is 3, which is our for example total sum, which our right now our condition is 3. So it will print starting countdown like so our condition is now while loop is count is greater than 0 now. Currently our count is 3, so 3 is greater than 0. Yes, it is true, so it will go to condition is uh, 3, 3 minus 1. Let me give you here the quick. mm, Control. or do I have anything in between? Okay. So I will explain you here. So it we will just see the example here. Okay. So our count is initially, see, our count is initially 3. That is variable is 3. So print, it will print a message first. Now this is a while loop. It will continue to execute the intended block of code as long as the condition is greater than 0 is true. So prints the current value of 2, count, then goes to the latest count is 3. It goes to the condition count minus 1. That is 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Now our uh, latest condition count is 2, so it will go for the condition is count greater than 0, which is true, so it will print count, then goes to count again to the condition count minus 1. Now the latest count was 2, then goes to the condition 2 minus 1, which is 1 now, so it will print first 3, then print 2, then 1. So we can run this code as, see, it will starting countdown is 3, then it is 2. Sorry guys. So then goes the 2, then 1, and when the last condition is now 1, 1 minus 0, when the last condition is 0, now when it goes to the 0, so 0 is not greater than 0, which is false condition, so it will blast to the printf. So if we give here count as 9, so can anyone tell me what will be the numbers as output? You can just type in if the count is 9 now, or if the count is, for example, okay, just if the count is 5. Okay, let it be. It will be starting from oh, okay, great. Yep. So it will be 5 4 3 2 1. If we give the condition this count as 9, count is greater than 0, and we can give the condition as -2. Let's see what it gonna give. See, it goes to the every time when a new count is there, going to get minus by the latest count by 2. Then it would only print the odd numbers, the 9, then -2 7, then 7 -2 5, see, 5 7 3 1. So if we give here the condition is 3, so there will be now outputs will be 3 6 9 6 3, and yep, 9 6 3. Same wise we can give 4 as condition. We can see 5 9 5 1. If we give the condition is, for example, 8, it will only print 9, because there wouldn't be any 9 and 1, right? 9, yeah, 9 and 1. When we print 9 minus 8, then there is a another becomes a count 1 now, which is still greater than 0, and it will print that. Then goes for the second condition, which if it minus goes minus again 8 from this, so it becomes a minus digit, which is actually which not true, because it's not greater than 0, so it goes and blasts off here. So loop control statements, what are loop control statements? So terminates the current loop prematurely. So this is for I in range I, 1 minus 10, for I is equal to 5, it will break if and stop the loop when I is 5, print output is. So continue is skips the rest of the code inside the current iteration of the loop and proceeds to the next iteration. And this continue statement would be for I in range 1 comma 6. If I is equal to 3, continue, it gonna skip printing 3, print 1, 1, 2, uh, 4 and 5. So when I is equal to met to the specific condition and it is true, so it gonna skip that one. So the third, you try this by your own how it works and all. So there comes our last topic of today's session, that is functions. So a function is named block of code that performs a specific task. Think of it like a mini program within a program. So a function is a reusable block of organized code that is used to perform a single related action. So why we use functions? Reusability. It writes code once, use it multiple times, which is efficient. Don't have to write it again and again. Don't have to print the same thing again and again, and goes for the iteration. It organizes, so organization break down complex programs into smaller, manageable pieces. Readability will be easier, makes your code easier to understand. So you use this defining a function, use the def keyword, def keyword, followed by the function name, parenthesis, and a colon. So there would be C, as you see the syntax here, is a def is a keyword, definition, defining a function. It is as a defining a function. Function name, you can give any function name here. Parameter, these will be the this your keywords. So explains what the function does, optional but good practice. So dog string, it explains, but it's an option. So return will be optional as well, return to none. For example, a simple greeting function, that is define greet. Let me show you the share this the screen again. Let me share this thing. I will share you this VS Code screen. So we're gonna see how function works here. So this is a function greet. So we keyword use as a defining a function. Inside the parenthesis, you can give your Python keyword. So message will be this, whatever the message you are giving the keywords hello or Python learner. Print message. So this is calling a function. Greet would be like we call it. So let's let's kill the terminal, these terminals first. Let's try to run it. See, because I have given two greet statements here, so it says here. Because see, if we don't use we use the instead of print message here. See, if we type instead of printing again every time here, print this, print again. So we use the function as greet. Then it types whatever the print message is there. We can print greet. If there are bundles of print statements inside the function, so every time we don't have to uh, see. For example, there is just one message now. If let us give another message is one more message will change if just one thing in this. 1 here, 2 here, oh sorry, 3. So these are the bundle of messages now. So instead of this, one second, we'll see it gonna print, because we have used the greet one time only. So this is, so greet, how many times, as many as times you give the greet function now, because greet becomes our function now. So see, as this message is the latest now, see the print message, so it becomes print. If we just give here print greet, okay. So actually, yep. This message would be our, like this. This is the message, and print message is the message is what you just typed here. So greet, you can just, instead of print statement, you can use the function as just function, and it will print your this. So it saves your time. It, let me go back to the third screen. Okay. So calling a function, once a function is defined, you can call it by using its name followed by parentheses. As I already told, function name, that will be or argument 1 or argument 2. So what are parameters are arguments? So function with parameters and a return value. Parent parameters would be variables listed inside the parentheses in the function defining. They are placeholders. These will be the parameters, parameter, argument, or as you given here, argument 2. These are the parent parameters, and arguments, so the actual values that are passed to the function when it is called. Here, look at the example here. Function defining and call. So we define this function as calculate area rectangle. We give the two these parameters, length and width. Then calculate the area of triangle. It gives area is equal to length into width, return area. So for example, this is calling a function now. So this length is equal to 7, width is equal to 4. So it calculates here, as we already give the formula as area is equal to length into width. So it will go to the this calculate area rectangle, and these are the arguments, and eventually it will print the area of rectangle with length and with right length into breadth, which is calculate area. So it will give the output as with 7 and 4 is 28. Let me give you the example. Let me show you the example here. See, here we define function as add numbers. We give our function name as add number. So we are doing the addition right now. There are two parameters, that's x and y. Our this formula will be, we're just giving addition, that is total is equal to would be x plus y, and return, it will give the total value. X and Y are the parameters. They are called placeholders for values that will be provided when the function is called. So total X plus Y inside the function, we add the values of X and Y. Return total will be the return statement, sends the value of the total back of the place where the function was called. Number A is equal to 10, B is equal to 25. Sum of numbers we give as add numbers. That's add number is our function. Num A and num B, these are these integers. So we call add numbers. Number A, which is 10, is passed to the argument by parameter X, and number B, num B is 25, which is passed as a argument as parameter Y. So inside the function, X becomes 10 and Y becomes 25, and then total becomes 35. So then it will function return 35, which is then stored in the sum of the num variables. When we give the print statement function, this function, the sum of num A and num B is sum of nums, which is 35, which is then stored in the sum of nums variable. So string a convenient way to format strings, and to print the result, it will output the sum of 10 and 25 is 35. So another sum is this. So let us give first this thing as, let's comment this. We're gonna run this function first. So the output should be 10 plus 25, which is 35. See, it says the sum of 10 is 10 and 25 is 35. So another function, if we give as 100 plus 5, 100 plus 50, which is 150. We give the print statement as another sum. For example, for to differentiate this, we give the another sum as this. See, it says the sum of 10 and 25 is 35. Another sum is 150. We can add the third one is, for example, third sum is, oh sorry, we can't add this. Okay, third. Third sum is add number, which is our function. We call it add number. um, Suppose any 200, I give minus 200 is one value, another value is the x value, and sorry, another will be 400 y value. So print third sum inside the function. Third sum is equal to, which is our this function num a and num b, or we can just give the another sum, another third sum, right? So we can run it as, so third sum is 600. So this is how we use the functions in a Python. Let me share you the screen again of the previous one. So this is a function of the arguments and parameters. So here we comes to the end of all that we have studied now: loops, variables, and functions. So local variables will define inside a function or local to the function. They can't be accessed outside the function. And global variables defined outside of any function are global. They can be accessed but not modified directly. So without global keyword from within the functions, it is generally good practice to minimize the use of global variables. So you can use these examples. So so you can use these practice as a to write these things as a practice session for today's. And with this, we comes to an end for today's session. So if you guys have any questions, so we can open the panel for another 1-2 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah.
Sir, as you are defining the function for the area of rectangle,
Hmm.
sir, there you are not giving the value of x and y, but in place of it, you are giving more extended program for it. So how it is, sir?
Yeah. So when I give the example of, let me share you the screen again of the VS Code. I will see when I define here the function as, and argument says xy, our total is x plus y, the two of sums. So this becomes number num a and num b. Our num a will be this. This is a function calling. So add number is our function calling. The function knows now what is going inside. So function will do the addition of x and y. So x becomes num a and y becomes num b. And this is add function knows what is going inside now. Then now when we give the input says number a is 10 and number b is 25, so it will add num and num b. This add numbers is a function. Now it knows what I have to do now. So it gives, whenever you give the two numbers, so num a will be as the first argument parameter and num b will be the second argument. Then eventually it will add two numbers, whatever two numbers you will get, and it will print the result for you. So how, this is how the function understands uh, their parameters.
Sir, can we give the function which is before defining the function, like giving the values before defining the function?
No, how can we get it? It won't understand how, what I have to do. The function won't understand what I have to do. So you have to define the function first. So whatever after the function, when you define it, so it will go eventually understand. So my work is to do the addition now. When you give the exam these numbers, so it will every time whatever you give. If you give here, for example, uh, you mentioned the subtract here as well. So but the function you have already, this is a add subtraction. It knows now the my work is to add the two numbers, whatever the two inputs will be there. So when you give any inputs, it will print as the output as the addition.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from anyone? Oh, then all right. This is, that brings us to the end of our session. So we have covered here variables, loops, and functions. These are absolute basics, but they are incredibly powerful. The study material is already I have shared with you guys, so you will have more details and different examples to reinforce what we have learned. Thank you everyone for having your attention. So I'm happy to.
Sir, can you
So,
share all the study material in the group?
yeah, today's study material I will share with you, and I will. Wait. You will get in your respective groups. I will share the today's study material. You will get it. Thank you everyone for joining. See you again tomorrow. Take care. You can leave the meet now.